Okay.
Hi, everybody. How's it going? Hi, dear marketers of the world. Welcome to the second edition of the Digital Marketing Conference. My name is Larry. I'm the co-founder of The Brains. We're a full-service digital agency in the UK. And I'm also host of a YouTube channel called Brainy Marketing. And as such, I'm very passionate about marketing education. So it really is my distinct pleasure to be a host of this super high-level conference that focuses on the digital marketing industry and brings together world-class marketing experts together to share in their insights and experiences. I believe that this conference is relevant to everyone here for two reasons today. One is the insane growth of the marketing industry during the pandemic, which saw many businesses switching to their marketing online, if they hadn't already, and also increasing their activity there if they were already doing digital marketing. And the second is the growing complexity of tactics, tools, and software that seems to compound every year in our industry. So with this conference, the best and the brightest of the community can all come together and learn the strategies that cut through the noise and actually work best. So everybody, you are in the right place. It's also a really cool day because we're actually live streaming today in more than 35 countries. So for that, I'd like to thank every single one of you here for joining and making this virtual conference happen. We're using Pine, this advanced event platform, which allows us to live stream sessions, engage with each other through live chat and check schedules, get to know the speakers as well as attendees of this conference. And what's more, you can visit our sponsors at the virtual booths and of course, get help through the help desk if you get lost in all of the kind of colorful digital environment. All of the virtual event platform possibilities you can explore during the breaks. We'll have special slide for you explaining the different platform functionalities as well. So this year, it's kind of a little bit different to last year. What we're having is basically track hosts, so people like me, who are going to actually lead in all of the sessions and introduce the speakers. And so we'll do our best to try and make this conference as enjoyable as possible for you. Moving forward, I would like to introduce a quick thing on our sponsors who make this conference possible, really. And so our platinum sponsor for this year is called Amplitude. And they help companies understand how their customers use their products using behavioral data to adapt experiences to every single user and to measure results and overall digital business performance. So do check them out if that's a pain point for you. The two gold sponsors we've got are Tidio. It's a customer experience tool that helps micro and small businesses serve their clients efficiently. Their flagship product is a live chat app powered by chatbots and used by over 510 million unique users monthly around the world. So if you're in the market for a very smart chatbot, go check out Tidio. We've also got Traffic Guard. That's another gold sponsor, a company that helps businesses get the clarity they need to unlock the best advertising results by verifying traffic and protecting your ad budget. Finally, our silver sponsor, TDA, is one of the leading authority sites for digital marketing and is trusted by decision makers around the world. They provide a trusted third-party space where you can showcase your services, client endorsements, and attract new clients. We also have a knowledge partner in this conference called Pact. And so this is super interesting. Basically, they are going to award the most active digital marketing conference attendees, that's all of you listening, with ebooks of their choice. So if you participate actively during this conference, you rate the sessions and chat, Pact after the conference will actually notify the active attendees and select them and then send them some goodies and some more marketing education books. So yeah, get active. One last thing from me, I would like you on that same note to be as interactive as possible. And during the conference, let's just focus up and put this time, down to actually learning and educating ourselves on the top marketing trends. And the lineup this year is absolutely amazing. And I bet you already know that. So I'm really excited to host this track. A little side point is when we are doing the actual sessions from speakers, try and use the Q&A. You'll see that there's a chat and a Q&A. If you use the Q&A, it'll be much better in terms of getting your question asked. And I'm sure everyone will have questions from time to time. So with that all being said, now let me introduce our first keynote of the day and the one we're most excited for today, and that's Sanjay Soldi. We're very lucky to have Sanjay, who's on the call here, opening this keynote for this conference. He's someone extremely well known in the industry. Sanjay is director of the European Internet Marketing Institute. He's been awarded with the Internet Oscar Golden Globe Award by the International Association of Webmasters in LA, and twice with the Innovation Award of the initiative Mittelstand. He's one of the most sought after European experts on the topics of digitization in companies and society, and he will be talking through his often cited cycle of transruption, detailing a series of technologies that can help us as marketers and business owners skyrocket success. After his speech, you can always contact Sanjay through his consulting agency, saldi.org, where he is the CEO. With that being said, it's my unique pleasure to give you Sanjay. Hold on to your seats, everyone. We are starting off the Search Talk with a bang. That's enough from me, and you'll see me after on the next call. Ciao.
Thank you so much, Larry, for the great introduction. I'm very honored to be here today, and we'll just jump into the presentation, and I'm very keen on all your reactions on what is going to happen in the new digital era. We are talking about a new digital DNA that is coming up. And for that, the first thing we really have to understand is how does our mindset need to change or need to adapt to the changes of society. So the first part is that in the phases of a business, we are always taught to think incrementally. That is something based in our education and in the way we do businesses in the traditional way. But something new is coming up, and that is the whole exponential thinking. That means that in the beginning, when we are building and growing our business, disappointment comes up because our linear, our incremental thinking is higher than what is happening exponentially. But one day, and that is a very crucial point, the incremental thinking is overtaken by exponential thinking, and then hua whoop, there is a surprise. Now, the biggest question is how has this developed and how can we profit from this? So let's go back into history. Let's go back into the Stone Age of marketing, the year 2010. Everybody was taught that big fish eats small fish and the small fish eats the smaller fish. And at the university where I was studying mathematics and informatics, my professor always told me, Sanjay, never be the smallest fish. But then times changed. 5 years later, in the Middle Ages of economic change, Klaus Schwab, the founder of the World Economic Forum, said it's not the big fish that eats the small fish, it's the fast fish which eats the slow fish. And that was already a mind change, but it took 5 years to understand that big corporations can be overtaken by small, faster companies adjusting to the environment. But just 3 years later, disruption began. And disruption was one of the biggest changes in the whole world of marketing and finance and basically in every business on this planet. So what happens in disruption? In disruption, size does not matter, speed does not matter. It is serving the customer with the right products, maybe even specializing in a niche. So what happens here is that piranhas start attacking established companies and start taking away their market share. Well, for a normal fish, maybe he loses a little bit of market share on the left side, a little bit on the right side. It may not be so occurrent at the same time that something is happening, but on the long term, when more of these piranhas come, it becomes dangerous. And that means that the linear expectation is suddenly overtaken by the exponential reality. Now, let me give you an example of real-time world. So what happened in the logistics? I was invited by FedEx and I held a speech on digitalization and on the changes in the market. And what happened was that FedEx said, oh, we know our competition, we know our competitors, we know who are the other guys, and we don't need to really do much because they're also not doing much. So what I did was I analyzed their website. And what you see here are all the services that FedEx offers. Now, of course, you can compare it with DHL or other companies who are also running on the market with the same portfolio. The problem is that I then analyzed who are the companies that are attacking their business. And what you see here are all the startups, all the piranhas, all the companies who are not attacking FedEx on a level, on FedEx level, as a big company, big corporate, many workers, many old processes, but they are attacking FedEx in special individualized markets. And that is what is happening in the world. And that meant for FedEx, oh my God, if we do not know who they are, how can we fight them? Or how can we buy them? How can we engage with them? And whenever, maybe you are also investing at the stock exchange, whenever you see something, a company losing a lot of share price, then it means that they didn't understand that small piranhas are taking away their market share. And just follow how the FedEx share price has been moving in the last 5 years, and you will see, whenever you see a line in the market, in the stock exchange, you will understand that was disruption. Now, how is this impacting our business? Well, here are the top 10 freelance websites who are attacking agencies. And our business is being attacked by Upwork, by Guru, by Fiverr, Freelancer, People Per Hour, Clear Voice, Craigslist. And that means that our work may be very valuable, but the problem is the customer is the one who decides finally with which agency, with which individual, freelancer, or artist the company wants to work with. So if you just go to Fiverr, you will find SEO solutions for approximately 100 euros, and they are offering their service. This is really disruption. That means that suddenly somebody who is living in Zimbabwe and is a great artist can suddenly offer his services for 100 euros in Europe. For a European company, 100 euros for such an expert is not much. But for the person in Zimbabwe, it is his month's income. And imagine he has 5 such customers, then he's very rich in his country. That is the democratization of our business. And we have to find answers for that. We have to think about how do we have to recreate our business so that we still get the highest value for the customer and at the same time get good wages for our team, for our company, and of course, profits. But what does that mean? That means that we have to face change. And facing change, Albert Einstein said, to change the behavior of a human being is more difficult than splitting the atom. And that is a big problem because our mental mind change has to happen. So if we watch the nature is full of transformation, then we see caterpillars. And when we see caterpillars, the change would be okay, change the color. That is change. But a caterpillar can also become a butterfly. But for that, it needs a lot of transformation. It has to even dissolve itself and recreate. And this is what that's my recommendation, we as marketers have to do for our business. Otherwise, we'll be flooded by very cheap offers from all around the world, maybe with less quality. But the customer, especially in these dangerous times where finances and investments are becoming very risky, look at the world politics, what is happening there. We have to start thinking as a entrepreneur, what is the real stuff? Where do we want to transform our business to? So 2019, just 1 year later. So imagine how we started. So in 2010, it took 5 years for the next step. Then 2018, it took 3 years for the next step. And then it only took 1 year. Transformation. What does transformation really mean? Transformation is about that on the left hand side, we are being attacked by the piranhas, and from the right hand side, big companies, big sharks are attacking our business. Now, let me show you an example how that happens. Well, Energizer Holdings, you may know Energizer is the person who is responsible for batteries, and they are normally very well positioned, and this is their stock development. And then they asked an agency, oh, how can we improve? Then the agency made some great fantastic ideas. They said, well, look, this is our idea and our goal to gain the market share and to make your brand and your value of the company greater. The problem was, the big problem was that they started joining Amazon without understanding what Amazon really is. And Amazon is a frenemy. At first, it is a friend. It helps companies to come into their marketplace, to come and develop everything. And once they discover that this is a market, that there is a profit that can be made, Amazon can turn out to be the enemy. So what happened? Energizer started selling their batteries at Amazon. And suddenly what happened? Amazon discovered this as a market and said, ooh, that's great. They are really doing good. And they understood everything of the market of batteries. And suddenly in Amazon Basics, they started selling their own batteries. And you know what happened? 20,000 comments, 400 answered questions. It is Amazon's choice number one when you're looking for batteries. And what happened to the share price? Well, don't be surprised. You can check it yourself. This is what happened. And the price fell and fell and fell. This is what transformation is about. Suddenly, a big fish enters the market and disrupts the whole system. And agencies who are transforming in this world, they are those who are going to win. And here are the top upcoming agencies: Hudson, Nice and Serious, Black Bear Design, Union, eHouse, Work and Co. What are they doing? They are transforming their business. They have left the old traditional ways and are joining new setups and mentalities. And that's why today, what is the impact on your business and the business of your customers? Well, I do a lot of research. I coach companies, I consult CEOs on how to understand what is really happening. And one of the newest developments, especially for all those of you who are web designers or developing shops, developing online presentations, one thing you should really understand is that there are already AI website builders, artificial intelligence website builders. So the only thing is you put in all your material, your pictures, your text, your content, and the AI develops the website completely on its own, optimizes it at the same time for Google, and of course optimizes for page speed and optimizes for the highest return on invest. And that is where the whole development is going. Suddenly artificial intelligence has an impact on our business, not only for our tools that we use, but suddenly also for the products and services that we deliver. So when I did a research with my students, we did a lot of design thinking for our business here. We discovered that the only way to survive is let us unite. Unity is strength, And then, if we are united, we all together can face any shark outside there, but as a small fish somewhere, we are dead. And that is why I've developed a platform where we can all unite. It is called simplefair.events. You find the link in the presentation down, if you want to join and be part of this movement, to be united in this industry, to face all the sharks that are going to come join. But now, that was not enough in the design thinking. What we did was we thought about the future of digital, and we developed a new brand called Transruption. The first thing is we have to start with a business centric strategy. That means that we have to change our company and how we communicate. That means we need a cross silo team development, which is not dependent on any slots in the company that say, oh, this is only our business. Anything happening outside there is not our work. That means design, technology, IT all have to come together and work together. And then we have to change the digital company behavior. Everybody is responsible for everything in the company, not building more silos, and then a company transforms. Unluckily, this is not enough. The problem is that many companies have started a transformation change, a transformation process, but forgot something else. And one of the most important things for a company should always be the customer in mind. So you need a customer centric strategy, and we have to start solving needs digitally. So, is your company, is your business offering services where you are selling human time against money, or are you developing digital models which you can sell new digital ideas, new digital models where your customer will be paying you without taking away your life, your living time? And that is disruption. So what we did was we developed a score, a transruption score with many different points. And if you're interested in that, I'll show you later a little bit more. But let's get the customer at focus. The first thing that we should always do is deepening customer relationships. And to deepen customer relationships, we have to increase sales and revenue. And that will only come if we start understanding and serving customers individually. And that is the future of marketing. We cannot serve everybody with the same offers, with the same material, with the same strategies. It has to become more individual. Then we have to secure growth. That means we have to shape the change, not be the victim of shape. We have to make optimal use of upcoming technologies, and not only, yeah, we have to go to another course and enhance our knowledge on topic A, B, C, but to think about out of the box. And my recommendation is make your box so big that you never have to look out of the box. Then look at flexible work. Work productively when and where you want. So look how your team can work in a better way together, and then protect your business. Maybe you have been seeing that we have dangers in the market. We have data and control problems. Hackers are all around and they're attacking the business. So what we did was, if we put this into the real focus, we then went and discovered 24 key technologies like Internet of Things, like HR, Teams 4.0, Industry and Factory 4.0, nanotechnology. And I went to the MIT Management Sloan School and studied there and developed this transruption cycle. And this transruption cycle helps businesses like yours and any other business to find out which of these 24 technologies are really the ones we want to have for the future and which of these technologies we need, and more important, which of these technologies we do not need. Because I have seen many companies in my consulting experience who are investing suddenly in a technology just because there is a person in the company who is very excited about that, and suddenly they discover, oh my God, this technology does not help. They wasted money. So, how we partnership with agencies on that is that if you are an agency and you have your own existing portfolio, you can enhance it overnight with just joining us with Transruption. So suddenly you can be offering 24 key technologies. We have ebooks on these topics. We have uh, educational videos, and I have the knowledge to combine all these 24 technologies under your agency name, under your agency brand. So extend your portfolio, become unique, inspire more customers from day one of our partnership. Now, to show you how that works, how we have worked with agencies, is let us look at how it works. So there was a customer who came to us and said, Sanjay, we would like to do a project. And I said, okay, for your project, I analyzed it and I said, okay, for your business, we need big data, we need e-commerce, and we need robotics. And what then was developed, of course, in cooperation with an agency. I'm the consultant, I'm the digital brain behind all these technologies, but then for the implementation, I'm looking for agencies like you. And what we developed was a service robot. This service robot now works at uh, an online store and a DIY store, and consults customers. And suddenly something great happened. This robot is taking now all the data from the offline world, and with this information, what are people looking for in the store? This robot also takes the people to the right place where they can buy the material. And this is really something that builds on customer needs, because more and more people are afraid of, yeah, the staff. I mean, to be honest, I sometimes go in a store and I try to find someone to support me. Maybe you had the same experience, and the staff seems to be hiding. I do not know. Am I so aggressive? It seems that they hide. They're afraid that I may ask questions, although it would help their sales. So a robot is emotionless, works 24 hours, and never needs a break. The next one, what we developed, is using artificial intelligence. Now, the customer wanted something really special. We connected with Internet of Things, and we connected with automation. And we discovered that drone technology would help. So what we did was, a farmer came to me and said, Sanjay, we need to be farming 4.0. And I said, okay, that's great. Let's do one thing. Let's create something completely new with the use of these 24 technologies. So what we developed were drones. And of course, the agencies, there was a drone developing agency that worked with us and put this idea into real life. So now suddenly water could be saved, because instead of just watering all the field, there is a camera on the drone, and it analyzes which plants are drying out and only gives them water. Those who have enough water don't need to be watered anymore. So this is an ecological effect of digitalization. Another example is using drone technology, using crowdfunding and finance, and using digital society and sustainability. So you see, sometimes it's two, sometimes it's three, sometimes even four technologies, but only relying on one technology, only relying on one thing won't help, because the combination of these technologies is that what makes really successful companies and projects. So what would happen one day if all the bees on this planet perish? Just Google it, you will find out after 3 to 4 years, mankind will be starving because all the plants won't be growing because bees are responsible for taking the whole stuff from one flower to the other and creating new food like wheat, for example. So there's a Dutch startup called Honey Drone, and this is a company that has developed a digital bee. And so marketing has suddenly changed into, I'm not only build a website or do some Google or do some Facebook or do some machine learning or so. It is more about understanding that these 24 technologies are changing the way our customer needs to be supported. So next example, let's see about e-commerce, and let's see about virtual and augmented reality and digital marketing. Now, a store chain in Germany called Rewe, one of the biggest stores here, has developed an app exactly after this system, which allows you to make your shopping list at home, put it into your mobile phone or into your tablet, and then you move into the store. You just tell which store you are visiting, and then in this store, it will take you through the store and show you where your products are so that you don't have to spend more time in the supermarket. But this type of marketing is very cool because it takes you through the store exactly there where the special prices are, where the products are on discount, so that on your way you also buy these products. And we have a more data to understand the customer journey and optimize our portfolio in the store. Next example of transruption is big data and connecting it with blockchain and industry and factory. So Home Depot, you may know Home Depot as the DIY chain. They always had the problem how to use the contracts, and they solved the contracts with blockchain, with big data, and they solved the whole dispute, and that made it really fast for the company to grow in a new world. So you're seeing transruption is everywhere. Every company needs this transruption. It is up to you. If you want, we can join hands, we can unite, and together we can flood the market and offer the companies new ways. 3D print, digital society, and crowdfunding and finance. What happened now is that food can be printed in 3D, and it seems very interesting because even at the BBC News, they are tasting it, and they didn't find out any big difference between 3D printed meat, and that's interesting, right? It is not tofu. So I know some of you may be shocked about tofu, like I am. I don't like tofu, but we have to think environmentally friendly. So why kill a cow, especially for me as an Indian? Killing cows is not really something that is good for my karma. So what about 3D printed meat? And it's happening. There are already in Europe the first restaurants that are offering 3D printed meat. So think about that. This is the way our market is changing, and we have to think about, are we going to be part of that? Or is this going to be taken over by other agencies, by disruptors who may not come from the web design, from marketing in the traditional way, but would attack us in our business? Just like Netflix um has taken over the film industry, and Amazon has bought MGM now. So suddenly James Bond is now on Amazon Prime. Wow, wow! Nobody would have thought about that, right? But this is exactly what is also going to happen to our business if we now do not unite fast enough. So there's another example: digital society, cybercrime, and of course, big data and smart data. Let me ask you a question. Have you seen the film Minority Report with Tom Cruise? I'm sure you have. And you know what? This is exactly what is happening now in real time. In Munich, in Germany, they have already started setting up a minority report, and they can tell you when the next probability 90% crime is going to happen at what street even. And sounds scary, right? So Stop thinking about the crimes you may want to do. If you do not think about it, it can't be found out, but that's being recorded everywhere. So that is the new way. So these 24 technologies are shaping our new world. Look at virtual reality and augmented reality and digital marketplaces, e-commerce. Look, this is how the customer of the future really wants to use these technologies. So the challenge of all this digitalization, ladies and gentlemen, is not the technology. It is empowering people to think and act in complex ways. And that is why I, as the director of the European Internet Marketing Institute and Academy, that is my main way, my main goal, my vision. This is the excitement when I wake up in the morning. How can I empower you? How can I empower your people? And how can I empower your customers? Because the only way to win in the digital world is through lifelong learning. And today, something really special is going to happen. I want to take you on a new journey into the internet stone age, because internet has become stone age. There is something completely new that is coming up. It is called metaverse. And what we have done is we have developed a program for metaverse. And you don't need to be a great scientist, you don't have to be a nerd to understand how it works. I'm going to show you what are our new possibilities in the whole metaverse. And maybe next year we'll have our whole conference, this wonderful Digital Marketing Europe conference, in a metaverse, because developments are moving very fast. And everything started with Facebook. Facebook changed its name to Meta, and it is not only, oh, let's change our name because our old brand is hated by customers, so we have to start a new brand. No, this change was a mission statement. That means that this is something that is a vision and is powered by a lot of money, because there is a lot of money to be earned in the metaverse. So at the moment, metaverse is a digital playground where you can buy real estate. But real estate is not the right word anymore. It has to be virtual estate. But if you talk to someone and say you buy virtual estate, they'll say you're mad. Why should I buy virtual land? It is just digital land. Yes, that's why we call it real estate. $500 million have already been spent, and just yesterday, Madonna has bought a great piece of the metaverse land. And to show you that this is not only nerdy, but this also goes to everybody, Manchester City is building the Etihad Stadium in the metaverse. So suddenly, the whole world of soccer is going into the metaverse. You can imagine what is going to be, uh, how fast this technology is going to be accepted by masses. And we have to think, how can we develop products, services around the metaverse? Look, Ferrari races towards the metaverse with real-time technology. So in the metaverse, you'll have an avatar, and the avatar will be driving a car, and you will be paying for it. You'll be buying a virtual car. I know many of you are saying, "Oh, it's just a hype." And you know, the interesting thing is that these are the same arguments that I heard when the telephone was invented. These are the same arguments that I heard when the first computer was invented. Oh, it's just a trend. We only need 3 computers in the world. That's our original quote from IBM chief. So are we behaving towards metaverse like our grandmothers did when we were explaining them the internet? Or are you changing your mindset and being open for what is happening? Now, I'm I do a lot of stuff also in Austria for the tire industry. And the interesting part is now Michelin is offering tires in Austria for the tire industry, and they're offering tires for your virtual cars. And Hyundai is offering metaverse driving experience for the new cars. And one of the greatest thing that ever happened was, I love to go to Ibiza. Ibiza is one of my favorite party islands. And my favorite club, Amnesia, is now in the metaverse. So after this meeting, you know what I'll do? I'll go to Ibiza. I'll put my virtual reality glasses on. You see them behind. And then I'll be joining the next Ibiza party. The great thing is, I don't have to leave my workspace. I'll be enjoying my life in a different way. And with these glasses, with virtual reality glasses, I can move around, I can look around, I can interact with people. And brands are entering it, Nike Land. So more and more businesses will be shifting their marketing budget from website, e-commerce, marketing, Facebook into metaverse. And that is already happening. And if you want to see the market map, this is the whole market map. This is what is happening in the whole world on the metaverse. And this means that if these companies, Facebook was the starter company, but many, many other companies are joining. For example, of course, the whole gaming industry, IBM, Oculus, Amazon, these companies, T-Mobile, yeah, AT&T, all these companies are now really forcing everybody to use the metaverse. And 3 from 4 children in Europe under 14 are already in a metaverse. So this is not something that is a trend. This will be the new normal of digital. And the question will be, is your company, is your offer, is your service already prepared for these 24 technologies? Because for the metaverse, we will need all these 24 technologies. We'll need virtual reality. We'll need Internet of Things. We'll need smart data. We will need automation. We will need also how to deal with teams. And the metaverse really looks like this. So you will be wearing the glasses, you will have analog experience like the snow this kid is putting on his father, and you will have the physical experience of being there. So he may be just being in Switzerland at the moment, and riding through the whole area on his skis, but he doesn't need to leave home. Sounds scary, sounds mad. We would never do that. Exactly what our grandparents said when we taught them about our mobile phone. Remember? So please change your behavior of being grandma and grandpa. Start becoming the new generation, which is going to adapt this very fast. And you know why? Because they will be seeing this everywhere at the corner of their life. So next time you book a flight, I'm not affiliated with the company I'm going to recommend, but the next time you want to fly, please take Iberia. Why Iberia? Yes, Iberia is now offering on all their flights that you can have in flight VR entertainment, and you can visit, for example, if you're flying to Madrid, you can then suddenly already in the plane, instead of just sleeping around or getting bored with the traditional laptops, it's much cooler if you get this goggles on, you put them on, and then you can already look which places you want to visit in Madrid. You can mark them, and then you can send it to your mobile phone, and voila, you can then get the perfect route to visit Madrid or any other country. So this is going to really happen. And this is Nicolas Jaeger, the founder of In-Flight VR. He already sees that the viewer is no longer an observer, but he can stroll in the city and see everything. And a friend of mine has now started a travel agency. And I said, you are mad. In today's time where everything is on the internet, you think your travel agency will work? And then he explained me his business model. And then I've also invested in his company. Imagine, from getting scared and wondering why my good friend is investing or developing a travel agency in digital times. Now I have also invested. You know why? Because he's offering travels to the Great Wall of China for $8. And you know what happened? He's selling like hell. So suddenly the whole industry of travel is going to change. Are we really going to travel to expensive places, waste 14 days somewhere? Maybe for relaxation it's perfect, but what if we just wanted the experience now? Or imagine all the old people and those who want this experience because they can't even move, there on a wheelchair. You can't, it's very difficult to go on the Chinese wall with a wheelchair. You see, there are always steps there. So I'm very excited about getting older, because once I'm 80 or 90, I hope that the whole world will be in VR available and I can travel every day to a different spot. And I hope that I meet interesting people there. One of the most strongest part in human life is sexuality. And sexuality has always been a push for technologies. So Betamax video at that time was the best video system. But just because VHS led it free license for the porn industry, VHS became mainstream and everybody used VHS, although it was the baddest uh, technology on video. And that's why sexuality is going to happen. So this is the first complete garment you can buy, and you can really experience sex with the virtual reality stuff. And I know some of you may be saying, oh my God, what's going to happen? The thing is, we know what is real. I hope many of you know what is real. But the problem is, if the next generation does not know what real sexual encounters are, and they may be being afraid of getting any diseases because politics, like in Corona, creates a lot of buzz around that, then they will turn to this, and for them, this will be the new normal. Just like for you, it is the new normal to use a mobile phone. It is very strange for our grandparents to understand why we have to photograph our food to become, to get some attention in the world. So virtual sex is coming up in a very high way. And now to a big contrast. Imagine this. Turkish farmers discovered that if their cows feel well in an environment, they give better milk. So what they did was, the cows get virtual reality glasses on and think that they are in Switzerland, and the Turkish farmers went there, ordered filmmakers to make 360 virtual reality videos, and the cows are, have the feeling they are in Switzerland. They see green farms, green grass, and give better milk. Isn't that cool? The Swiss are thinking about making this a business model. So Switzerland online and Switzerland in the metaverse. There are already first projects where this is going to move on. So the history of mankind was, we started as apes, then we discovered that we are hunters, and then we discovered, cool, we have a mobile phone and we go working. Now the world looks like this. And I can tell you, I was recently in the Netherlands and I saw this young girl driving her bike, and I was quite shocked because she had these virtual glasses on. So what I did was, I talked to her, and she showed me what she's looking at. So the best thing is that she's riding on a normal way, and the whole thing is augmented reality. It is helping her to fl- ride a bike, but in reality, she's riding on a dragon. And that was really a weird experience, even with such movements. And she told me that at the beginning she needed some assistance, but after 3 4 times of usage, she got used to it. So the metaverse is a combination of these technologies: virtual reality, augmented reality, video, is a concept of a virtual, highly immersive world. And people are going to work together, socialize, consume, play, and work. It is comparable to an orchestra, where the participants don't have to be at the same place, but somebody can be playing his music instrument in Lithuania, somebody can be playing it in Poland, somebody in Turkey, somebody in Austria, and they are meeting, their virtual identities are playing together and enjoying this new world. And I always believed strongly that I do not want to only understand the theory. I always strongly believe that we have to get into practical work. So what I did was, the last two years of Corona, and COVID, what I did was I developed my own metaverse. So I have a metaverse running. It's called simplefair.event. So if you want, you can join there and talk to me, because it's developing every day. So the most interesting part is my knowledge does not come from reading only books or being a passive third person watcher, but my knowledge comes from practical use. So you can also find me on Decentraland if you want, and you can find my avatar there. I'm also here on my own. I have over 180 companies who have already joined us, and the number is growing because they all want to understand more about the metaverse without investing too much money. So finally, the four pillars of the metaverse is infrastructure. So everything about virtual reality, augmented reality, we will need the glasses, we may need graphic engines on our computer. Then the second part is everything connected with finance. Ethereum is the currency that is used for the metaverse, and we use that for buying stuff for our avatar. So you can buy even beer, you can buy clothes. It's amazing. Just for you, if you want to do some research, type in Budweiser and metaverse, and you will see that Budweiser is offering you virtual beer. These are the new marketing concepts that our customers will need very soon. So if you want that we can take your customers to the next level, let's talk to me. You have my email, in the chat, and you can ask me all your questions and how we can work together. The third part is web 3.0. That means you can own digital stuff. That is everything that is connected with non-fungible tokens, NFT. You'll be hearing a lot of this stuff in this meeting, in this Digital Marketing Europe conference, and I'm so proud of you that you are here, that you are listening to us, you are learning and implementing. And always remember, you will need all these components together, not only one. If you only concentrate on one, then you won't be earning as much as you could if you're offering the complete cycle of transruption. And finally, the human being in the center. That means discover, experience, and create. So your primary life will be your home. The secondary place will be your workplace. But your third place is where you relax and connect, and this will be your third place. And interestingly, more and more companies, I was invited to the fashion week, but not in real, because I would have had to travel. No, in the metaverse. Concerts are there. I visited Lionel Richie in the metaverse in Las Vegas without leaving my home for $20. Imagine that. And this is what is coming up more and more. So if we think about what is going to happen in the far future, it will be that we are being connected also with our limbs to the internet. That means it won't only be the eyes, our legs, arms. I was visiting a health exhibition and holding a speech about the future of health, and they showed already artificial limbs that people and enhance the life of people. And finally, maybe one day, if we do not decide in a different way, we'll be robots. So always remember, if you want, we can really work together. I'm a person who always loves working together with agencies, with people, with creative people, with ideas. If you want that we work together, just connect to me and understand that these 24 technologies are going to come, are already there. And if you were able to support your customers in creating a new future with these 24 technologies, that is something that creates a new market for you. Let's join hands and let's understand the customer and the world, how it is changing, and what we can serve to create a better world. Thank you so much for listening this introduction to the first conference day. And this keynote, I'm very proud to be part of the Digital Marketing Europe conference. And I hope it could enhance your and enlighten a little bit about what is going to happen. And now I would like to give back my talk to Larry. Larry, are you there? And see what questions you have. Let us see in the chat. There's also a poll if you want to do. There's information. There's a Q&A. And great questions. How and who can apply marketing in the metaverse? I'll answer all this stuff for you. I'll be getting all these questions and I'll be answering them for you so that you have a really individual answer and get a great support. So there was a question, how fast do you think the metaverse will spread across all industries? Quite soon, because all the bigger industries are already reserving their space in the metaverse and educating their customers, like I showed you in the soccer world. And if all the fans go to metaverse, bingo, then it really starts getting huge. Then there was a question, how exactly can the minority style crime prediction will work based on crime history? Yeah, exactly. It is about collecting data, collecting behavior, collecting social behavior, what type of people are living in a certain area. And with this data, and artificial intelligence can define when the next thing is going to happen. It's really amazing. Just Google it. Everything that I've told you is only an introduction in 1 hour. But my wish is Google it, talk to me, connect with me. I'm there and I will answer everything that you need. Which of these technologies are going to disrupt your business? Talk to me, discuss with me. And now, Larry, I give it back to you. Larry.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that, Sanjay. That was an absolutely eye-opening talk, and I think it's given everyone a great start to the conference and a good way to frame everything we're looking at when we listen to the other talks. So, from everyone organizing the conference, and I'm sure everyone who's been in attendance, thank you very much for your time and for sharing your insights with us.
It was a great pleasure. Thank you so much. It's a great honor. See you next year.
Yep, brilliant. And everyone else, so just to cheers, Sanjay. So I'm going to close this session in a second. Everybody else, as you know, from now, it now goes into the different tracks. So make your way over to the next session and we will see you there. Take care. Cheers.
Good success.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.